Are you ready for the next speaker? Please put your hands together for the beautiful Sarah Pratt.
Hello, and thank you for having me. I'm Sarah, and there are 3 words that I want to say to each of you, and they're the 3 words I would implore all of you to say to yourselves regularly, and they're the 3 most powerful words that I've heard. And when I heard them, they shook me to my soul because I realised they were words I'd never heard before from anybody, and those 3 words are, I believe in you. 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 And I believe in you. And self-belief is the most powerful thing that we can have for ourselves. We can never outperform our own identity, and what we believe about ourselves is what will show up for us in our lives. And I'm reticent to share stories with you because I work in therapy and I use the stories of people's pain to transform them in their lives. And it's about going into those neural pathways and understanding where they're holding us back and where they're undermining our lives and where our behaviours show up from those places. Maybe our behaviour shows up as indifference, maybe it shows up as anger, maybe it shows up as hurt, maybe it shows up as procrastination. Maybe it shows up just at smiling and not doing very much, which is how I've lived most of my life. And I've always been friendly and likable, and I've always felt like a failure inside. I've always hidden behind other people. Usually the man I'm in a relationship with, he comes first, because I grew up with the belief that boys are more important than girls. And I grew up with the belief that I didn't matter. I grew up with a belief that if I spoke up, I would be in trouble. And I didn't know what the right thing to do was, and I didn't want to do the wrong thing. So I kind of ended up in a space where I didn't really do very much. Or I did what I thought other people thought I should do so that they would be happy and that my life would have some harmony and that I would feel safe. And I would also love to inspire in each and every one of you that you are your own guru. You really are everything you ever needed. You're everything you ever think you need. And we're all in this room because we're achievers. We're all in this room because we wanted to take a step today towards something that we were scared of before. And inherent in that, being an achiever, is that critical mind that's never quite doing enough or being enough or feels they're enough for other people. And in the end, it's not about anybody else. It's nobody. It's about us inside. Our gut feeling, our heart, our soul, who we are and who we show up in the world. And as Felicity said, that piece, that bit between being the caterpillar and being the butterfly is the biggest challenge. I mean, I love your metaphor for it. Recently, I've likened it to when you watch a space shuttle take off, and it's like, it takes off, doesn't it, with so much force in the beginning. And then there's that rough bit where I didn't even know if space travel's real. I kind of believe in it is. But, you know, when you see all them and they're shaking and it's really uncomfortable and all the G-forces are pulling someone's skin back. And they're just waiting to be on the other side. And then when they get to the other side and they're just floating around in space, looking back at Earth and the marvel of the universe around them, the stars and the planets. And I think I'm going to assume that we all wish we were in space. And most of the time we're still in that orbit bit that's shaking us and disrupting us. And it's really uncomfortable. And in the world of personal development and therapy and growth, it's about being positive. It's about having a great mindset. And it's about not being addicted to your problems and not being stuck in your story. And there's a contradiction in everything we do, because then we find ourselves on a stage where we're encouraged to share our story so that we may build rapport with the audience. And I know every single person in this room has experienced shame and loss and suffering and pain and dark nights of the soul. And I know you've all been there. And I also know that you found a way inside yourself to get out of that, because you're still here right now, breathing, watching me, listening patiently. And we've all shared this space together today to step into our greatness, to encourage each other to step into our greatness. And the most important words we ever hear, ever, are the words we say to ourselves, the ones that bang around in here. And most of them aren't very kind. Most of them aren't the things you would say to somebody you like, let alone love. And I was listening. I was at UPW last week, and to be, I don't know, it feels like I'm being awkward or I'm being difficult. I didn't enjoy UPW. By the end of the 4th day, I was in a catatonic state of stress. And it's the worst I've felt in a really, 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 really long time. And I went to my default of I'm wrong, I'm useless, I'm stupid, I don't know anything, I need to learn more, I need help. And I didn't respect myself. I didn't respect my boundaries when I put myself into that environment. And I'm always open to growth, and I'm always open to learning and facing my demons. But we can spend too long there. We can spend too much time there. And so I believe in you, and I believe in you, and I believe in you, because they are the most powerful words, and we've got everything we need in us. And that includes the pain and the tears and the stress and the anger and releasing all those things and learning how to do it healthily. But it also is the brilliance that we have. The fact that every single thing that's happened to you in your life that was painful and stressful, you found a way out. And you found a way out by being angry and screaming at people. And you will have found a way out by asking for help. And you will have used every resource you had in you, but you had that strength in you. And you came out the other side, and you learnt your lessons, and you made your distinctions, and you moved on, and you changed your life. And we're always changing our lives. And that change can feel uncomfortable. But it's what we're doing every day, all of the time. And we're doing it because we feel a pull to a greater purpose. We feel a pull to be more, to want more, to share more, to help others, to love others, to inspire other people. And in that, we must be kind to ourselves. And that, going back to the most powerful words we ever hear, I want every single one of you today to acknowledge how amazing you are, because you stood here. And each and every one of us is different and unique, and we're all the same. It was still a challenge for everybody in one way or another, whether it was how you told your story, whether it was how you presented it, whether you remember to stand still or use the clicker or do the slides or everything. Celebrate yourselves, and it doesn't have to be jumping around like a crazy loon. It can be the words you say to yourself. Acknowledge your success. In the therapies I do, when I say everybody has what they need inside of them, when I ask every single person what their inner child most needed to hear in that moment of stress, everybody says, it's going to be okay. I love you. You're amazing. We've got this. So when you finish here and you're going home and the critical mind's going, I wish I'd done this and I could have done that, and I wonder what they thought about this, and it goes mental and crazy, and you're processing what you think you didn't do today, please, please, please spend as much time as you can acknowledging yourself, loving yourself, praising yourself. Your nervous system loves praise. Our nervous system learns by habit and repetition. And again, I thought I was wrong because I found the habits hard to maintain. And that was because I didn't believe I deserved to be happy. So if I don't believe I deserve to be happy, you can give me as many tools in the box. I'm not going to use any of them because my clever little man's going to say, I'm a bit busy today, I'm a bit tired, or I feel good today, or I don't think I really need to do that today, or I'm just going to go and do that right now, or maybe there's some photos that need sorting out, or I don't know, all the random tricky things our mind does to not do the thing that's going to lead us to the path of least resistance and success. So praise yourselves, praise yourselves, praise yourselves. Everything's okay. You didn't die here today. Nobody died here today. It's all amazing. La la! And so now, when you look back at your stories and your pain points, they're like tight. I know when we all go into pain and we go into resistance, it's a tight feeling and it hurts and it feels dark. So I was listening to Michael Beckwith the other day, and he was saying about taking those dark, small, tight feelings and then remembering a time when you felt great. I feel good. Because when we feel good, we're relaxed. Our energy feels bigger. It feels lighter. It feels more powerful. And then literally morph that version of you into that version. You can't morph that version of you into you because it's small and this is massive. And it just puts light. It's almost like a warm cocoon around that tight feeling. And then our mind works in pictures and words. My mind saw that pain as the seed of our potential greatness. So I'm going to water that seed now with love. And it's dark because it's in the soil, and the soil is fertilizing it. The soil is feeding it. But there's a part of us that needs to be expressed in that pain. So let's love it. Let's praise it. Let's coerce it out. Let's encourage ourselves. Let's encourage that piece of us to grow and evolve and become the oak tree that's strong and that stands and that provides shade for others and support for others and inspiration for others. And let's grow that seed. So I guess I'm trying to say is don't see it as wrong. Don't see it as a dark, painful part of yourself. See it as a part of yourself that needs to be loved. And be that. Be your own guru. Don't listen to me and think I'm right, or listen to anyone else and believe that they're right, because that inherently presupposes that maybe you're wrong in some way, and you're not wrong. You're never wrong. We're all here to learn and share and collaborate, and we're all equal. No one is greater than anyone else, and no one is less than anybody else. So water those seeds of despair with love and kindness and praise, and your habits will get easier. Allow them to be easy. The habits that you want to instill in your life that bring you joy and bring you love and peace and ease and flow. That's what I would encourage for everybody, because that's been my biggest struggle and victory at the same time. I have to do it every day. I have to learn every day, and I have to understand that maybe when I put myself in an environment where there's 13,000 people going hellishly crazy, that maybe that's just a bit too much for my nervous system. Maybe that's not where I'm at my best. Maybe that's not where I can be of service to others. And there's a love in accepting that. I don't have to be that person for other people to be acceptable to myself. I can own that sensitivity in myself and respect it and protect it and love that part of myself with every fibre that I have. Be my own champion, be my own guru, be my own loving parent, be everything I've ever thought I needed everybody else to be for me. I'll be that first. So lots of love, and thank you for having me.
Yes, we have been giving you feedback, and yes, we have been making little numbers on pieces of paper in a randomish fashion to come up with someone who won the competition, because it was a bit of a competition, a friendly competition, and you all supported each other so fantastically. And we have a winner, and I'm going to announce that person. Who might it be? After much thought and deliberation, we want to be completely authentic with you and say the person we felt made the biggest impact on the audience today and us was Sarah. A couple of words. How do you feel?
Bemused.
Bemused?
Bemused, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm just like the, yeah.
Yeah, you did a fabulous job, and we were all really touched by your style and authenticity, and yeah, so thank you.